Hi guys, good afternoon. My name is Lauren Manarelli. I am the marketing manager here with the Storage Group, and today is the first start of a series that we're going to be beginning in a crash course in. Today we're going to be starting that crash course in PPC and or pay-per-click advertising. I am here with our paid search specialist, Jason Barreto, and he is going to go over with you guys just a quick top-down perspective on PPC and how it can in turn accelerate your ROI as well as increase online conversions. So let's just go ahead and get right started. Jason, what is PPC or pay-per-click advertising?
Well, pay-per-click advertising is essentially exactly what it says. It's these are ads that are going on Google, Facebook, Bing, other platforms like YouTube. And essentially what it is, these ads, you only pay for each time someone clicks on the ad, hence the term pay-per-click or PPC for short. These ads are to help increase website traffic, potential tenants to your website, sales, and you set your own budget each month, so you'll never go over that budget. And again, you only pay when people click on your ads.
Okay, thank you for that. We're going to go on to the next item. So if a facility owner was looking to get started with pay-per-click advertising or PPC, how would they start that process?
Yeah, essentially, first you would have to determine what kind of budgets you're looking at. This is something that you can live with each month. There is no minimum or maximum budget that you can work with. I think the primary factor is setting your goals. So these PPC campaigns, some of the things that you want to do is not only set your budget, but you also want to look at your target audiences and keywords that they're using in your specific areas. So for example, somebody might look for self-storage in Orlando or an Orlando storage unit. In other places, they might use the key terms such as storage rentals rather than storage units. So it's a good idea to keep these kinds of key terms that people are using in your areas and what type of audiences you're trying to reach in your area. And also you want to be able to analyze your results and make changes to your campaigns as needed. So for example, if you're noticing that your campaign hasn't been as successful as you'd like, you can take a look at whether it's the budget. Maybe you need to spend more, maybe you're overspending. Maybe you need to look at some of your keywords or maybe change some of the landing pages on your site. And the good thing is the Storage Group, we do provide these ad campaigns and management services. So we are uniquely tailored to the storage facility industry.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. So let's talk about a little bit of the benefits of PPC. But before we do that, what are some of the internal benefits that a facility owner can reap by implementing PPC initially?
Yeah, sure. So first of all, usually what people try to do is they want to be ranked in Google. Now the thing is that's where SEO comes in, search engine optimization. Now that can take time. That can take several months. Now with PPC, it happens right away. You can start showing your ads in Google at the top of the page on the first day and start generating leads and conversions from day one. So that's the immediate satisfaction essentially that you'll get from implementing PPC. Some of the other benefits also are you can get really detailed in tracking your conversions, whether it's the website calls, calls from ads that are shown in the maps, online reservations, the amount of store visitors even. You can even implement strategies focused specifically to conversions or whatever goals that you have, such as you want to increase website visitors. Maybe you want to drive more phone calls to your facility. So these are some of the things that you can track and really hone in on to help drive what matters most to your business. You can also look at your audiences, and that way you can target specifically to those certain people. That way you're not spending money on audiences or people or places that aren't really going to drive money to your facility. And again, it's good for any budget really. You set your own budget and you can adjust it at any time. Midway through the month, on during seasonal changes, things like that. So you can really tailor your campaigns to your specific needs and goals.
Yeah, this sounds like a really great way for someone to start. And these are some really great tips. Before we get into tips, let's discuss using a PPC company that specializes in your industry opposed to not doing that. What are the benefits of implementing a PPC specialist or a PPC company that specializes within, let's say, the self-storage industry?
Yeah, sure. So, pretty much what happens is you have so many agencies out there and people who know PPC and they are good at their jobs. However, it's one of those things where you have the fundamentals. Anybody can implement the fundamentals for any industry. However, it's like a mechanic, versus me. I can change a tire on a car. I can, change the oil maybe, but that doesn't make me a mechanic. You want somebody who specializes in that specific industry on those specific things. Because, when it all boils down to it, we know what strategies to implement. We see the trends throughout the United States, seasonal keywords, things like that. So we really know the specific strategies, not just the fundamentals of PPC.
Yeah, absolutely. And then they're listed on the screen are just a few tips. Go over some of those tips really quick and, maybe go a little in depth with some of them if you'd like as well.
Sure. So, starting off with the targeting, as I said previously, you can really target down to your specific audiences, such as for example, Facebook. You can, target people who have recently relocated. In Google Ads, you can target radiuses by zip code. The towns, the cities, things like that. But what you have to be careful is you have to be careful not to set your location targeting too broadly. And the reason why is because when it comes to storage facilities, a lot of your sales are going to come from locally, people local who are looking for storage facilities or storage services locally. So what happens is if you set your location targeting too broadly, you're actually going to be wasting money because you may be reaching areas that don't apply to you, or people may be looking for storage facilities elsewhere and not in your specific location. But if you attract those people, then you're just going to be wasting money. Also, talking about keyword targeting, you do have to be careful with your keywords. You have to make sure that you're really using your negative keyword list. So for example, it's not good enough to say storage or use a keyword storage in your campaign. You need to get more specific than that. For example, you need to make sure you're excluding key terms that don't apply to you, such as cloud storage or maybe food storage. Or if you're just a storage facility and you don't offer mobile containers, you need to make sure you're excluding those types of keywords because people do look for those things and you will be wasting money on those keywords. You also want to make sure before you even begin anything or even looking at PPC, you need to make sure that you set your goals. You need to decide what those goals are. What's the purpose of implementing a PPC campaign? Do you want to drive website traffic? Do you want to increase your calls or maybe obtain more brand awareness? Or maybe you just want to market to people who have previously visited your website with maybe a remarketing campaign. All these different things that you want to do will have certain campaigns that you would want to implement. So, having these goals in mind, of course, is going to help determine these types of campaigns that you should implement.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that, Jason. I want to thank everyone for taking a listen into this today. Again, this is going to be the first springboard for our series. It's going to discuss different tips and tricks that can help facility owners accelerate ROI as well as close online conversions more rapidly. Our goal in the target industry really is to help facility owners understand the tools that are available for them to be successful. And this is our first start to things that may help you understand what it's really out there in terms of digital marketing and your digital marketing landscape. If you have questions, please feel free to reach out to myself or Jason, and we also have our Director of Sales, Jill Baker, and all of the information you need will be below this video as well. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you guys soon.